Hi, it's Mark from Mark of the Cyberbeast with the second part of the San Hima full-length truck rack. Now, this thing is versatile. I told you it was versatile during the installation video. Now you're gonna see just some examples of what you can do with this beast of a rack. Now, if you didn't see my episode, it took me about 4.5 to 5 hours to install. I think you can get the installation down to 3 at most. If you follow my video. So I have some great tips and tricks on there. Also too, I like the power ratchet. The Milwaukee is my favorite. That's in South Carolina, so I was manually doing it with the ratchets, but just took a couple tools, no drilling, real easy to install, and it looks pretty sporto. It actually does not really make any noise. No real jostling, no sound of like, Ricky, Ricky, Ricky. I had an old Toyota, one of my first pickup trucks, had a big rack on it. Some contractor had it. Man, that thing was Ricky, Ricky, Ricky. Every time you turned the corner, you heard everything just, and it was welded on there, and it still kind of made all kinds of funky ass noise. Anyway, I digress. This is on here. I got up to about 52, no real wind noise that I heard. Pretty nice looking. My wife was kidding around. She says, kind of makes it look like a station wagon now. But it gives it that versatility. Now, I did a couple things to it to kind of show you what you can do to it, or with it, not to it, with it. So we talked about the modal straps. I just grabbed a couple extra I had. I only had one piece of 10-foot conduit left. Ran 400 feet of this crap. Oh my God, it was painful. Anyway, so I don't have 39 other pieces. I just have the one left. I bought one more than I needed. I bought 40 of them, 400 pieces. Anyway, you can probably put, you know, depending on where you tie it and how much you want to do, maybe 5 per side, maybe even more. And that's a 10-footer. And this is a 1-inch conduit. So, you know, you do some extra straps here in the middle. Maybe don't go to the very end. Maybe go start here at the second panel. You'll stick out about a foot or so more. Not a big deal, but you can actually probably put half a dozen, no problem, on each side. For those of you who do landscape irrigation, any kind of plumbing, any kind of electrical, you use conduit. This is going to be your preferred method of bringing it around because you want to keep your bed open for sheetrock, plywood, access to your electrical box, access to your trunk, right? So you still have the full access to your bed. Now, just to show you how much access to the bed you have, I mounted up the rack with a couple things. One of the things is this is my favorite secret tool, the Gorilla Ladder. This thing, if you've ever seen these before, they scissor, so you can just kind of use it almost like a step stool, but it also unfolds all the way 180 and then extends further out. And I want to say that's a 4-foot ladder, so it can go up to 16 feet fully extended, and it doesn't take up much room at all. Beats carrying around those real long extension ladders. So for those of you who carry around ladders to your job, easily put a couple of these puppies on there, 2 or 3. A lot of times you'll put your really long ladder down first, your Gorilla on top, and then next to it another one. But this is for Friday, when you take the other ladder off and you put your kayak on it so you can go yakking. Who out there goes yakking? Okay, this single person kayak, you can easily put a dual person. You can put one of the boards on there. If you're a surfer, you can put a surfboard on there, whether it's a long board or short board. Easily goes on there. You just have to strap it down. That is commando. That is no strapping. I just moved it about 200 feet just for the video shoot. But yeah, I would definitely strap it down. But look in here, you got your modal components there on that inside molly, but you've got your full bed. Again, I don't know if you guys do sheetrocking or plywood or just, you know, haul out of boxes. Some of you guys have those plastic boxes in here. You put your tools and other things in there. Some of you guys actually carry flat spare tires in case you get a flat tire. I don't carry a spare tire. I'm not one for carrying spare tires because in 35 years of owning pickup trucks, only had a flat one time, and it was because I ran over some debris in the road that I couldn't swerve around, and that caused me to get a flat. Luckily, my Tundra does keep a flat underneath the bed, a spare under the bed to replace the flat. But aside from that, I never had a flat tire. I do keep the air compressor on board so that if I have to fill up something that has a slow leak, I can. But I just rather get towed than be on the side of the road replacing a spare tire. I've just seen too many accidents, people killed being on the side of the road replacing a spare tire. I did have a flat tire once towing a pontoon boat I had. I had the spare tire for the trailer, but it was a rainy day. I pulled off the side of the road. I just did not want to be in the shoulder. It was way too close to the right lane. So I pulled over onto the grass. It had recently rained. The grass and the mud was just not supportive of a jack. So I really couldn't change the tire because the jack was sinking. So dumped the trailer, called USAA's roadside assist. They brought me over, took care of it for me, and it was no charge. Now, again, another plug for USAA. Guys, I don't get any freaking kickbacks from USAA. I talked about them about how to get out of a ticket if a cop pulls you over, okay? I'm gonna talk about them now. They offer a type of AAA, roadside assistance, and it's great. I can tell you, they hooked me up so much. In fact, when I had that trailer incident with the flat tire, it was in South Carolina, and it was a pretty rural town. I gotta admit, it was on, I think it was just off 20, right? And so the guy came, it was late, it's by 10:30 at night. They towed me, called up the next day. They had the tire, they replaced it. I said, guys, I'm not gonna be able to get there for 2 more days. You know, I understand if you have to charge me storage fees, but I just can't get there for 2 days. They said, no problem. I get there, and I said, what do I owe you for storage? And he just looked at me and he said, you're a USAA member, we're not gonna charge you. He goes, whether it's you or whether it was family that served, you know, we had the space. It's, you know, to charge you $20 a day, we didn't feel as though that was the right thing to do. I'm telling you, there are nice people out there. And, you know, having USA coverage, you find them all, it seems. So I do have to say hats off to that shop. They were awesome. They didn't gouge me on the price. Again, USA picked up the price of the towing, and then the tire was like, I don't know, $80 or so. It was ridiculously stupid. So hats off for USAA. So I digress, but I will say you get what you pay for with insurance coverage. And USA had my back more than one occasion when I had issues. And I can go into a whole other story about that. But again, if you've got the Cyberbeast OEM kick-ass light bar, God, I love this thing. It's so cool. Aside from it being bright, aside from it not having any of the aftermarket wind noise with that, you know, it's raised and looks aftermarket, looks kind of tacky. Aside from it looking really, really cool, you can actually utilize this in your light shows, right? We did an episode on that and how to do custom light shows, and I showed you how I did a couple of them. Night Rangers, Don't Tell Me You Love Me, and Queens, and We Will Rock You. And you're able to use the lights on this bar with the light show. It's pretty freaking cool. Also, your built-in light shows will also utilize the OEM light bar as well. Will not utilize the aftermarket light bar. Those aftermarket ones are bright. I will admit they are definitely some bright ones, but I love this thing. Looks really sweet, but it clears it. You've got this awesome big rack. Again, you're going to want to put carriage bolts in the bottom here like I did not do, so that you don't have the noise of it clanking. But even without those, when I was driving, I didn't hear it clanking. I just did it because I'm banging on it, right? You got this rear piece that goes fully to the end. It really makes it look like a finished product. Full access to the bed, full access to your trunk. You know, look at this. You got your ladder right here, your kayak right here. I don't know what else more I can say about the San Hima rack. It's practical AF, okay? If you are a contractor, if you're a kayaker, if you're a surfer, surfer cyber surgeon. That's a hell of a name to say. I've only read it, never said it. Surfing cyber surgeon. Who's out there on X? Imagine this for your surfboards. If you need to think about this, this is pretty cool. And you're in Florida. I'll help you put it together. Just give me a shout, man. Give me a shout. So for those of you on X, I'm sure you can follow other Cybertruck guys, but those of you on YouTube, don't forget, there's a bunch of us out there that are Tesla enthusiasts like Dylan Loomis, right, and some others, Farzad and so forth. But Dylan's a great guy. He's here in Florida as well. Follow him for your Tesla stuff. But if you just want as much Cybertruck content as you can get your hands on, Mark of the Cyberbeast. I've got over 200 videos. I've got over 90,000 views. I get 40,000 minutes of viewable time each month. I just hit 90,000 views, guys. Thanks to you. I'm at 3,600 subs. I need more. Get your friends. And I don't know, maybe just tell a friend. Mark of the Cyberbeast on my YouTube channel. So, I think I've talked about San Hima and this rack enough. I like it. It looks cool. I'm gonna, again, do a little bit of a backdrop fade so you can see the whole length of it. See how it looks in use. And what I may do before I leave, and while you're hitting like, subscribe, and writing your comments, I'm gonna do one of these so I can get the pool in the background and the truck. See how cool this is. Don't forget, if you ever come to the Keys, we've got 2 properties. One on the ocean side, which is this one on the bay side that we manage, and these are 5-star properties, guys. Both homes, just all 5 stars, okay? There's a reason why they're all 5-star bookings. First of all, you get a private beach here. You got amazing views of the ocean. You've got the prettiest pool there is. It's the only one built on top of the ocean. When you go to the edge and look over, that's the ocean, okay? That is built on top of the ocean. You have 2 houses. Come here with up to 8 people, or just come here with 1 couple or 2 couples, 1 couple for each house. Each have your own full kitchen. Have a big ass tiki. Bring your jet skis, right? Store them underneath there, keep them out of the sun, and then dunk them right in the beach. Unfortunately, we've got a little weird seagrass from a storm that happened, that Hurricane Erin thing that didn't really happen. So, and it's low tide right now. It's a king tide weather, so it's down a little low. Doesn't look as sexy as it usually does, but trust me, it's a sexy looking beach. All right, enough about the Oasis. Enough about Heart of Murata. Links to those will be below, shameless plug. And let's go out there, wash the truck, get a nice little tan while we do that, and create some more content for you tomorrow, because we're gonna be starting Cybertruck in the Keys, Tavernier, and Alamorada version. We've got some good places to eat. We've got a museum all queued up, ready to start after this video tomorrow. So, what are you waiting for? Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you again tomorrow.